hello. I got this very special deck in, the Wandering Echo Major Arcana by Rachel Jean, who is very much known for the Wandering Moon Tarot. I started following Rachel. Basically, the moment she started illustrating her Wandering Moon Tarot, look at this box, by the way. Look at all the detail, those little shiny thingies on there. So I started following her immediately. We were already following each other, I think, and I love the Wandering Moon Tarot. However, when she sent me this, because I got this from the creator, and I rarely get stuff, but this I got, which I love. This is a majors only deck, right? I've played with it, I've shuffled it, it's not in order, and I can't be bothered to put it in order because we all know what the Major Arcana is constructed like. I'm not a fan of majors only decks, not at all. And still, for some reason, when I got this, I was really excited. This majors only deck has a 134-page guidebook. This is what it looks like. It has a lovely finish. It's a very fun tactile experience. And even the guidebook has a little holographic detailing on it. Just as with the backs of the cards here. This is the same card back as the Wandering Moon, by the way. So you could, if you wanted to, you could put these in your Wandering Moon, but I'm going to keep them separate. So this has a really, really interesting guidebook. Where you get an introduction that kind of tells you why this happened, why it's called the Wandering Echo. And this is a majors only deck that I would put in my bag and keep with me at all times. There are 25 cards in the deck, so that means that you get your majors and a couple of extras. And what I really liked about the guidebook is Rachel says, so why just the Major Arcana? Well, many people read tarot with just the majors, which is right. Some people recommend that when beginning your tarot journey, you only use the Major Arcana and slowly the minors when you feel ready. Some folks like to collect these for the artwork. It all comes down to personal preference. And as always with divination, if it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, leave it at the door as you leave. You always have free will. Yes. So for each card, you get an explanation of the artwork. I love this font, by the way. It's one of my favorite fonts. You get an explanation of the artwork of the card. You get a more traditional tarot meaning. You get what it can mean when we have the Fool in a reading, when it appears in a reading. You get upright keywords. You get reverse keywords for those of us who do read reversals. We have astrological correspondences, astrological considerations, which I love. We get tarot magic. So for each card, you get a magic ritual, very, very, with a very low threshold. So they're fun to do. And we get a journal prompt. So that's a lot of content per card. In this little, I mean, it's not that little, it's pretty thick, but in this little guidebook. This is the type of content that I'm here for. I did a live with Martin the other day where we were talking about those big-ass Llewellyn guidebooks with, you know, one page for each artwork and then a whole story by the author. And while I do recognize that there are people who love that, I'll take this any day. Like, I'll take it any day of the week. So this is really stunning. Let's see, what are the extra cards? Do we see that here? Yes. So we get, let's see, the Fool, the Magician, the Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Teacher, the Lovers, the Chariot, Justice, Hermit, Wheel, Fortitude, Sacrifice, Death, Harmony, the Devil, the Tower, the Star, the Moon, the Sun, Judgment, the Cosmos, which normally will be the world, the Self, Hidden Realm, and Eastern Skies. So those are the 3 bonus cards. So Let's just get into this lovely look at that gilding. Oh my god, Rachel, you just kill me. What I do love about this major only deck, and the difference with the actual Wandering Moon Tarot, is the font used on the cards. The font used on the original deck, and I don't have it handy right now, but you can look up images really quickly, and I'm not going to edit those in. That's for you to decide. The original font is sometimes a bit difficult to read. Yeah, so I like this font a lot better, and I feel like it really matches the sort of aesthetic that Rachel has, because she has an art style that I really like, which is good line work and then sort of a pointillism-esque illustration style where she uses a lot of dots. So we start with the devil because, like I said, I couldn't be bothered to put it in order, and I'm not gonna. Oh, there we have Eastern Skies. Now, let's be honest. I haven't really read that one yet. I just haven't. So I'm kind of curious to know what that means. I mean, when you're gonna do a majors only deck, make sure to include some extra cards for funsies, like really interesting. So the card represents you. The card represents your ascendant or rising sign. This is the sign that was over the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. This card shows a chipped, broken mask with a resemblance of a human face. Yeah, really creepy. In a good way. Our rising sign is often referred to as the mask we portray to the world. Oh God, yes. Yes. The personality on display for others to see, which is completely correct in my case. Notice the stars behind the mask, showing that this is where the real magic occurs. What do you think of the mask you wear? Is it helpful or harmful to the true vision of yourself beneath it? Because sometimes it can be helpful. What are the reasons you wear a mask? How would you feel without it? Oh, love that. I really love that. I really, really, really do. And you know what's really cool? I don't know if you can see. Can you see? There is, you can barely see it here, but it's very, very, very neat to touch. The card titles are slightly raised and have this sort of like spot gloss on them. The rest of the card is matte, but that is really neat, really well done. So, the quality also of the cardstock, the finish, the gilding, the box, the booklet, the tactical experience of it is very, very luxe, even though, it's still very shuffleable and very usable, which, I'm all about. That's what I'm about. That's what I'm definitely about. Love this Fool. And the Lovers. I love genderless lovers. I think it's amazing. And I love this Magician. So this is basically your thumbprint, right? Literally holding everything you have. Like, I think this is such a great idea for a magician. So the art style is very minimal, but yet also not very monochromatic. I love this wheel. Really, really gorgeous. I was actually working on my own wheel the other day, and I had a discussion with Martin, and this is also such a freaking cool wheel. Like, out of all the sort of minimal decks that we have out there, I would seriously recommend checking out. If you don't want a majors only deck, check out the Wandering Moon. It's been doing very well. I'm actually surprised it hasn't been picked up for mass market yet, because she is on her 5th print run, and she started releasing them in early 2020, something like that. So that's insane. That means that she has sold 2,000 copies already, 2,500 actually. There's also an oracle deck. Her whole wandering universe is expanding. Now, fortitude is really interesting because to me this looks like a heart, which is that inner strength, right? That is the strength. That's basically our engine keeping our bodies running. Really, really. Single vertebrae from a human spinal column. Ah, yes, yes, yes. Oh, man. Sitting strong and intact. No decrepitude seen. A delicate vine with small leaves grows over and among it. This physical bony structure is to represent the inner strength, courage, and willpower we each possess. The vertebrae may physically keep us upright, but emotionally it is our inner fortitude that really keeps us moving and persisting. When we understand the strength within ourselves, we gain clarity on who we are as a soul and the growth we have gone through. Lovely. So this guidebook was co-written. It was co-creation between Rachel Jean and Marion Kirk, or Marion K from Marion K Tarot. So that's really cool. Love the sun. I'm loving the priestess. Overall, every piece of artwork in this Majors Only deck, I feel like, it's not necessarily, I don't want to use the term I like more or I think is better than, because it is the same style. It is very much a Rachel deck, but this is more in alignment with how I like to see cards and how I read cards. So, for example, this moon, you know, staring at it from behind the glass, you know, in your safe haven, knowing that you have to at some point get out there, even though you may be a little bit scared about. Really, really cool. And Judgment, like, it's so very grounded. It's so very of this earth. I just love that. I love that so much. This Hierophant, look at that. We have the lock here. We have the keys here. Which one is it? And it has to travel down in order for us to be able to open it. It's almost like someone up there is holding them for us, and we have to do something with or for or to that entity up there in order for us to be able to get a key and then hope it's the right one as well. The Hermit, love it, love it, love it. So gorgeous. I do really like this Justice artwork because it's so symmetrical, but I am kind of interested in looking at why she chose to depict it this way. And I do love that that is in the guidebook. And to be quite honest, I don't care about guidebooks at all normally. I don't care about guidebooks at all. And this is one of those few where I'm like, oh yeah, this is actually worth reading. And once again, with Llewellyn, forcing you to buy these huge kits with these huge guidebooks that, to be quite frankly, usually contain information that is pretty subpar. This is such a breath of fresh air, guys. Within the straight lines of three swords, we find logic and an aura of objectivity. The swords are acting as the scales we normally see in the Justice card. The pair of crescent moons demonstrate the importance of cause and effect, balance and equality. The third sword comes down from the top of the card to remind us that nothing is simply black and white, one or the other, this or that. No matter how much we crave simplicity, a black and white type of thinking is not truly set in reality. It shows us the challenge of objective thinking and the importance of seeing things from all necessary perspectives. Really, really cool. Really cool. Then we get the Chariot, which I think is really dope. I think it's really, really dope. We get the Hidden Realm. So that's another extra card that she added, which I can use more easily than, for example, the Eastern Skies, which I didn't really have an idea about. So let's read that. And I'm not reading the full entries, I'm just reading a part of the full entry. This card represents your moon sign. Your moon sign represents the inner self, the version of yourself that only you see. It is another facet of your true self, but one which you keep hidden. This card is about emotion, intuition, and the subconscious. The card shows a human torso cracked open to the layer beneath it, which has also been chipped away. Minus the layers, we are able to see what is visible within all of us, a limitless universe made up of millions of factors, possibilities, past lives, knowledge, love, darkness, and other realms and distant dimensions. An entire universe resides within us. Gorgeous. Let's see. This is Temperance as Harmony. Love that. Think that's really, really cool, that meditation stance. And this star, guys, I love it so much. I think it's really cool. Only, you know, and you know, whatever. I've broken rules many a times in my decks. But the 6-pointed star is kind of a hermit thing. It's the Seal of Solomon. And I believe that in the actual star, it's supposed to be, and you know, who cares, right? But it's supposed to be an 8-pointed, I thought. But I think this image and the way it is drawn and constructed, I think it is fabulous. Fabulous. Really fabulous. 10 out of 10. Really, really good artwork. 12, 22, the Self. So that will probably be your sun sign if we're going to look at the extra cards in the deck. That probably stands for your sun sign. Yes, so I'm not going to read that because I'm kind of getting the gist of the extra cards now, which is interesting, you know, because you could use those, but you could also, you could use them for a reading, but you could also use them kind of as spread cards. You know, we're going to look at what's up within your sun, within your sun realm, within your moon realm, and your ascendant or rising realm. So that's interesting. The Tower, really cool. Everything's upside down. Really, really, really dope. Sacrifice for the Hanged Man. I think that's really cool. Really, really, really cool. To be quite honest, I don't really see the Hanged Man as sacrifice. Well, let's see what she writes about it, because she's a good writer, and Marion Kay is a good writer as well. Traditionally titled The Hanged Man, this card is one of hanging in a liminal void and experiencing a sense of indifference. Okay. Here we can see a human heart being hung by a strong and sturdy rope. It's an unforgiving not keeping the heart in place, leaving it little choice but to be suspended. How will it choose to spend its time there? Maybe it will feel only frustration. Maybe it will seize the opportunity and lean into the surrender of being asked for it. Can it willingly sacrifice its time, energy, and emotions for the potential breakthroughs in consciousness and insights this time hanging offers? Or will it see sacrifice from a selfish perspective? Loving it. Loving it, loving it, loving it. Really, really great. You know, and sometimes, every once in a blue moon, a Majors Only deck like this comes along. I had a similar experience with the Anubis Oracle, where you're kind of like, yes, this is giving me that, you know, like you add plant food to the soil to help the plant become stronger. This is one of those. This is plant food for tarot readers, in my opinion. 13, Death, love it. 21, the World or the Cosmos. I love it when people kind of like mess around with the World card. And last but not least, the Empress, which is really, really cool. Let me demonstrate how this shuffles, y'all, because it good. You know, and this way you get a really, really cute 25 card deck that you could take with you. And honestly, just pulling one card. You know, honestly, I see a lot of people lately doing these really elaborate 20-card spreads. Every spread has to be 10 cards. And this deck kind of shows you, no. Sometimes all you need is a card. And I'm not one for guidebooks, but I love reading from this. I love that it also gives me the agency to read either all of it, or maybe just the keywords, or maybe just the more traditional... Maybe just the more traditional meaning, you know. It leaves room. Maybe I just want to read about tarot magic, you know, like it shuffles amazingly well. So, yeah, this product I would give 10 out of 10 points because it's really, really interesting, well produced, and it's just good, y'all. I would say get it. Thank you for watching, and